What is a construction loan? How do they work? And why would you want to do them? Look, so many people say, I'm gonna buy something and we're gonna remodel it. So we're gonna get a construction loan. So a couple things that you really have to know. So first of all, let's talk about how they are put together and how they're based so we can determine if this is the right option for you. Construction loans are put together based on the estimated value as if that property existed today. For example, let's say you have a piece of dirt and you're going to build a 1,500 square foot house with two bedrooms. So if that a house existed today, how much would that property be worth? You'll then be lent a certain loan to value based on program guidelines. Second home or investments could be lower. Primary residence, if you're going to live there, could be higher based on a loan to value of this future property existence. Okay. So I got my lot. Let's say the house is worth going to be $1 million if we sold it today. But let's say you needed $800,000 to build. Well, most construction loans are in that 60 to 70%. So in this scenario, you'd have to bring in at least $100,000 or so to still get it done. Construction loans are also intended to be completed within a 1 to 2 year period. Different ways you can construct them, which is why, especially in California, you really want your permits in place before you start looking into a construction loan. Because again, we got to say, all right, you got a year or two to build. In my personal experience, we built a garage and it took 18 months to get permits. 18 months for a garage. 18 months. Now, if we had had a construction loan, then we wouldn't have been able to build because it also took 13 months to build, right? So we'd have been out of alignment, right? Therefore, you really want to get that property. You want to get all the permits in place and you want to get all the bids in place because not only is it just mythical, yeah, we'll give you 70%, we'll give you $700,000. Why not? It's based on what's actually going to be built for the property. How much do the nails cost? How much does the wood cost? How much does the permit process cost? All this goes into your construction pro forma, your cost of construction to determine how much you're then lent. So we've got the property, we got the future value, then we have what's going into that building cost. Last but not least, once your construction loan is approved and closed, it works somewhat like a line of credit. For example, let's say that we've got our dirt because we already own it, right? We got our permits. Now we're starting construction, and the contractor used 5 pieces of wood. 5 pieces of wood cost $1 a piece, $5. The construction loan company, our end investor, goes and sends somebody out to inspect it. Yep, 5 pieces were done according with plans, done according with build. Cool. And then they release the money to your contractor directly. So you're not necessarily getting checks to pay people. Typically, that money is going direct to the contractor. That was part of that build process. So we need to know what the property is. We need to know what it's going to take to build it. We need to know the permits that's going to take to build it, the costs, and who is going to do that. All these pieces go in together a construction loan. So this is a great opportunity if we really need to look at the future value and we don't have other resources. What we find is a lot of clients instead have other properties. Maybe we want to add an addition to a house we have. Well, in that scenario, maybe a line of credit or a new mortgage could make more sense because one, we don't have all these extra layers. Two, we have equity and something that we can link to. Three, it can be a cheaper process after all. The intent is so that you know what are your options. Is the construction loan best? They've got a lot of hoops to jump through, but they can really work. Or is it not best where we can use other equity? I need the cash sooner than later. It's going to take a while for permits. I need to even get the cash to get the permits. Maybe it's a combination of the two. So let me know what I can do to help you or anyone else. It's Austin at Origin Point. Make it a great day. Let's keep building.